Hey you guys, MrTLexify back, and today I want to welcome you back to Zombie Weapon Comparison episode number 11. And today's episode we're going to be talking about the 4 staffs. I know you guys have been asking for this for so long, but finally it is coming to you guys. But in today's episode, again, we're going to be comparing not just 2 weapons, but 4 weapons. And if you're new to this series, I want to welcome you. And basically what I do in this series is I take 2 weapons, well in today's case 4 weapons, and I compare them for stuff like ammo, price, how easy they are to get, availability, accuracy, and damage. Now for each new episode, I add a special factor, but in today's episode, we're not just going to add 1 special factor, we're going to add 3 special factors. Now the first one is called AOE. If you do not know what that stands for, it stands for area of effect. Basically, does this weapon or staff have a big area of effect when you shoot it, or is it a smaller area of effect? Now the next special factor is HORDE escape. Is this weapon good if you're trying, if you accidentally get trapped in your HORDE? Is it good getting out of the HORDE, or does it really suck and you die and you have to do it again? We'll find out. Now the last and third special factor is the Panzer Soldat. Is this weapon or staff good against the Panzer Soldat? Does it suck? I don't know, guys. Let's find out. If you want to vote for the next 2 weapons on the next zombie weapon comparison after the ultimate staffs video, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. That's all you have to do, and you just have to comment the 2 weapons that you want to see, and that is basically it. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Now let's talk about ammo. So for the fire staff, you get 90 ammo plus the 9 in the clip, and for the ice staff you get 60 plus 6 in the clip, and for the lightning staff you get 120 plus 12 in the clip, and lastly with the wind staff you have 40 ammo plus 3 in the clip. Now of the 4 staffs, the wind staff has the least amount of ammo, and I will explain a little bit later why that is. Now if you're wondering how you actually build these staffs, I do have videos about that. It will not be included on this video, so just go on my channel and look for the how to build the 4 staffs. It's very simple. But now on to the next factor, the price. Basically for all 4 of these staffs, I'm just gonna have to say that the price is basically your time, because you have to invest a lot of time into getting these staffs, getting the parts from, let's say, the robot, or from the tank, or from the ground, or even from just getting the generators on and the plane down. Just takes a lot of time, not necessarily a lot of points. It's just these little tiny things that you have to do. Now the price for ammo, it can either be free or it's gonna cost your time, because the price for ammo, you can either get a max ammo from the chest or a max ammo in general, or it's gonna cost your time to upgrade the staff so you get more ammo in it once again. Now how easy it is to get, I do have all of these staffs on different sort of easiness, medium, or hardness levels. Now for the fire staff, I'm gonna have to put it at a medium, because the round that you can get it at is round 8. You have to be able to do it at round 8. You cannot get the staff before round 8, because the Panzer Soldat drops apart for the fire staff, and you need that by round 8. Now for the ice staff, I'm just gonna have to put it at medium or hard, just because it's hard to find the dig spots. But not only that, you have to wait for it to actually start snowing, and for you to open up the whole map and to actually be able to run around and dig up for parts. I'd say that's pretty hard, and it just takes a lot of time. So this is probably one of the hardest staffs to build. Now for the lightning staff, I'm definitely gonna have to say that this is probably one of the easiest to build. Number 1, just because if you go on the tank and you've got 2 people, that's all you need. For the first trip on the tank, you only need 1 part to get, but on the second you can do it with 2 people, and that will basically get you it as soon as you open the tank. Really, that's about it. And for the wind staff, I'm gonna have to put this at a medium, just because you have to get in all 3 robots and then find the disc, which can be a pain because sometimes it's sort of hiding around where generator 5 is. But yeah, enough about that. Let's get on with the availability. Now for the availability, I guess it's quite standard. All these 4 staffs are just Origins only. You cannot get them on any other map. Now for the accuracy, this is going to be quite a long one to explain, just because each staff sort of has its different techniques for its accuracy and its range. So let's start off with the fire staff. So the fire staff close range, basically when you shoot the fire staff, 3 orbs comes out of it. Where you're pointing is where the middle orb will go, and then there will be 2 side orbs that branch out. Now these 3 orbs sort of make a W shape once you shoot them, and that is basically the close range. They won't be too far apart. Now with the long range, they will be farther apart the more longer you shoot, or the more farther away you shoot. Now for the ice staff, the accuracy close range, once you shoot it, you'll sort of get these 7 to 9 shards of ice, sort of like the fire staff, but it's a little bit more direct. Where you're shooting is basically where it's gonna go. This is the exact same thing with the long range, but the long range isn't too great because sometimes it doesn't even get to the enemy from long range. Now for the lightning staff, this is probably your best staff for accuracy. Where you're gonna shoot is where it's gonna go. Now it does have an amazing accuracy. It can go from one side of the map to the other side of the map, and it will not stop until it hits the invisible barrier on the outsides of the map, which again is pretty crazy, pretty cool. Now again, finally for the wind staff, the accuracy of the close range is just basically a massive air bubble that you shoot. The close range, it is definitely something you want, but for long range, again, it's sort of like the ice staff. It doesn't really have a great long range. The sort of shot from the staff sort of disapparates, sort of disappears, and it doesn't really have any effect. Now finally, moving on from the accuracy, we're going to be going to the damage. Now I'm going to rate this a little tiny bit differently. The damage on round 15 for all 4 staffs is basically a 1 hit. Anywhere you shoot from long range or close range, round 15, it's going to be a 1 hit. Now for the fire staff, round 17 is where it becomes a 1 to 2 hit. Now for the fire staff, unfortunately, you will not get the full amount of damage you would receive, for example, from the wind staff, just because of the 3 orbs that shoot out of the fire staff. The 3 orbs will give you the maximum amount of damage, but if you only hit one enemy with the middle orb, it will not kill them, and you will have to shoot them again, which does kind of suck. Now for the ice staff, again, it's 1 hit round 15, but on round 18 it definitely becomes a solid 2 hit. Now for the lightning staff, round 15 again 1 hit. The round 18 though is when it becomes 1 to 2 hits. It sort of just stuns the enemy, and then you'll have to shoot them again. Now finally, going on to the wind staff, it again 1 hit on round 15, but when it comes to round 18, it is a solid 2 hit. Now on to the 3 special factors of this episode. Now for fire staff, the AOE, or the area of effect, is probably about a medium size. When you shoot it, you're gonna get quite a big size, quite a medium size, just because of the 3 orbs that you're shooting. Now for the ice staff, the AOE, or the area of effect, is quite big. It's quite massive, it spreads out a lot, and you're gonna get the horde if you have a horde, and you're gonna get it perfectly. They're all gonna freeze up. Now for the lightning staff, the AOE when you shoot it is very, very small. When you shoot the lightning staff, just a little orb of electricity shoots out, which is not really good. Not really the best for horde escape, but it is effective. Now finally, for the wind staff, the AOE is probably the biggest, just because you shoot out a massive, almost a force field of air towards your enemies, which definitely gives it the biggest amount of AOE. Now on to the horde escape. For the horde escape of the fire staff, it is good because the fire sort of lava bullets do go through the zombies, and it does let them paralyze themselves so that you can have a chance to escape. Now for the ice staff, it is probably a bad horde escape option, just because if you shoot these zombies after it is a 1 hit, they will actually just stand there and they will be able to hit you still, and you can still die while you are trapped. Now for the lightning staff, the horde escape is probably good. It is not the greatest, not the best, but it is good. But the AOE does make it a lot harder to get out of. Now for the wind staff, the horde escape is definitely got to be the worst, because once you shoot them, they do sort of stop, but unfortunately they still stop for only, I think, 1 to 2 seconds, which barely gives you enough time to get untrapped, and it will probably cause you to down a lot. Now onto the final factor, the Panzer Soldat. The fire staff is great, the ice staff is good, the lightning staff is the best, and the wind staff is the worst. Now it is time to announce the winner, so the winner is... Yes guys, that's right, the winner is the Fire Staff. Now the Fire Staff is probably all around the best staff. It is good against zombies, it is good against the Panzersoldat, it is good against the Horde Escape, and the AoE is definitely good. Now for the Ice Staff, the ammo isn't really there, the AoE is there, the Horde Escape isn't good, but it's good against the Panzersoldat. The Lightning Staff, the AoE is pretty small, the Horde Escape is good, the Panzersoldat is the best, and the Wind Staff, the AoE is the biggest, the ammo is definitely not good, the Horde Escape is the worst, and the Panzersoldat is probably the worst as well. So that is why I do think that the Fire Staff did win out of the 4. I know this was an absolutely extremely long video to watch, so if you did watch the whole video, make sure to give yourself a pat on the back. Now all you guys gotta do is like, favorite, share. Make sure to subscribe, guys, really helps out my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. America.